I'm over her.
If you were over her, you wouldn't be calling me by her name.
Next Wednesday.
I need you to be at her house at 8 o'clock.
I'm also inviting Zach.
I'm gonna go crazy.
When their hearts are put to the test.
You need to talk to Robin.
Why don't you go in there and see who he's talking to?
It may be time.
This is Quincy. She's going to be taking Zach's space.
To take matters into their own hands.
She the one? Oh yeah, I'm the one. That's your final warning.
Tyler Perry's Sistas.
All right, Sistas fans, they put out the preview for next week's episode, Season 5, Episode 4, The Letter. Things heat up between Fatima and Deja as Zach plays mediator. Zach agrees to go to Karen's to put it all out on the table, so he and Fatima can move forward in peace. Man, oh man. So folks, you just saw the preview. I hate when they put out the next episode trailer and the aspect ratio is horizontal instead of vertical, because it just looks weird to me and I can't get good pictures. So I had to use screenshots from the in credit trailer, which I'll also talk about here. But yeah, not looking forward to it. I'm not, because I just know it's going to be more nonsense. So the trailer starts off with Fatima still pissed. Zach going, I'm over her. If you were over her, you wouldn't be calling me by her name. Because Karen's name was dropped at least 50 times in the span of 30 seconds. And not to mention, Fatima, you were bickering with Zach just like Karen used to. So of course he's mistakenly going to call you Karen. Anyway, because I know people are like, oh, this is just like when Karen says Zach's name during, intimate moments with Aaron. No, it is not the same. It is not the same. Okay, so from there, I'm guessing Deja sees what happens from a distance. Like, what did Tyler Perry say in that one play? That's the kind of thing you watch from a distance. I know it was the class reunion play, and I think, what was it, Willie? I think that was the name of his character, like the guy who was the bartender and the bellhop and whatnot. But yeah, so I'm guessing that, Deja saw what was happening, and then as soon as Fatima storms off, she talks to Zach. Hey, Zach, can you spot me? And she's at the gym with a couple of her friends. And then Zach's like, no, I can't spot you. And then she starts, showing her behind, like, come on, if you could just help me. No, would you just stop? Would you just stop it? So then we go over to the locker room, and, Deja's shaking that thing. And then Fatima comes from around the corner. So remember, she was going to the gym and then work. So that's why she's in her work attire. Somebody actually said, nobody goes to the gym with full makeup on and whatnot, which I thought was pretty funny in terms of continuity, but I don't care. Fatima looked good with or without makeup, or excuse me, Crystal looked good with or without makeup. Because what was it in Zatima when Zach said, babe, you gotta stop doing that when you wake up early in the morning to put your face on, so I never see how you really look, and then you come right back to bed. But yeah, so Fatima, confronts Deja. She's like, oh, hey, girl. And then one of her friends is like, is this the one? And Fatima's like, oh yeah, I'm the one. This is your final warning. And then of course we know she's going to slam her hand in the locker room door. So she's going to be doing way too much. Okay, so while he's still at the gym, it looks like Miss Lisa is on the phone going, hey, you know who this is? And then we see Zach, just looking into space. So yeah, based on the surroundings, it looks like he gets this phone call early in the morning. And Lord have mercy. Speaking of the preacher, Miss Lisa calls Aaron and we see him in like a suit and tie. So are we finally going to see Aaron at work? I don't know if he's going to be in the church or what, but we're going to see Aaron at his job. But Miss Lisa goes, I need you to be at Karen's house by 8 o'clock. And I'm also inviting Zach. So this episode is probably Karen writing the letter and then Miss Lisa sending out the invites at 8 p.m. And then next episode, or episode 5, is when, the meeting actually happens. So yeah, going off the synopsis, Zach agrees to go in order to put it all to bed. So hopefully he and Fatima can move on. But just because, even though it's not going to work, but just because things with Karen are put behind him, it's still not going to stop Fatima from questioning his commitment to her. So Karen is on the phone with somebody. It could be Andy, maybe, or it could be Pam. But either way, she's going, I'm going to go crazy. So she's probably explaining what's happening. But we do know Pam actually shows up because Miss Lisa goes, are you going to be working her nerves like you do mine? And then Pam goes, no. So my guess is Pam shows up either on her own accord or because Karen calls her. But either way, what I don't want, Pam is the last person who should be at this 8 o'clock meeting. because we do see Pam going into Karen's room, and Karen's like, I'm telling you, I feel fine, but my mom won't let me do nothing. Look, even though I know Miss Lisa is rubbing people the wrong way, but I'd rather Miss Lisa be here to make sure her daughter doesn't do stupid shit, even if she doesn't listen to Zach and Aaron. But as long as Miss Lisa has Karen, for a lack of a better phrase, on lockdown, I'm here for it, because hopefully that means she won't be, because we know with Miss Lisa around, she's not going to be popping up at Zach's house, hopefully not blowing up his phone. She's going to make sure her daughter gets bed rest. So I'm here for that. So yeah, whether or not Miss Lisa lets Aaron and Zach speak their piece when they come over at 8 o'clock, so long as she keeps Karen in tow on a leash, I don't give a crap. Miss Lisa, stay the entire season if it means Karen ain't starting no shit. Enough said. All right, so from there, let's see what we got. We go over to the apartment, and Calvin is just casually sitting with Q at the dining table. Seriously, how are you just sitting here with this guy? Maurice was good to you, and you want to do this to him? Q goes, well, Maurice should have been in on it in terms of the robbery. And I think he's like dancing away from the table going, free, free, free. I guess he's kind of like bragging that I'm free and Maurice is locked up. How the hell is this happening? This is just weird. So going over to the airport, one of the, I guess like Zach's old boss is introducing Danny to Quincy, Q, saying, hey, this is Quincy, he'll be taking Zach's job. And then Danny has a look on her face like, huh? So yeah, I already talked about this months ago. Q's going to be taking Zach's old job at the airport. So then we get to the last thing. It looks like Hayden is confronting Andy in her office at work, and Andy goes, you need to talk to Robin. And Hayden goes, why don't you go in there and see who he's talking to? And this could be Paris, I don't know, or it could be another worker, because remember, this looks like the episode where Robin's going to be like, there have been reports that you slept with one of the janitors here. So it looks like Andy's the one who's going to be brought to the principal's office, and she's going to be in trouble. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the trailer breakdown for next week's episode, The Letter. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I appreciate the support on the channel, so like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.